Hi, my name is John Connolly. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. We're really excited to share with you some cutting edge technology for health and fitness professionals that we're introducing into the UK and Ireland. Um, First, I want to tell you about the company that is introducing these technologies. They're called New Skin Enterprises. They were founded well over 30 years ago. Very, very experienced company. You see here on the slide that we've got Forbes, Fortune magazine. They're quoted on the New York Stock Exchange, got a great credit rating. So they're a very, very reliable company. And they're in the health and beauty industry. And you might notice from the name New Skin that they were initially in skincare. They moved in the 1990s into nutraceuticals and nutrition. And so what we're presenting today is a technology that is groundbreaking when it comes to health and nutrition and specifically weight management. Obviously, New Skin make great revenues. They sell all around the world. They do very, very well. So they're a very, very reliable company. And one of the reasons that they are is because they have a team of 75 in-house scientists that they employ who also work with universities like Stanford University, the University of Utah. They work with institutions in China where they source a lot of their ingredients from as well. So they're very, very reputable, and they take a very, very professional approach to the nutritional supplements that they produce, especially the one that we're talking about today. Now, one of the reasons New Skin have grown into being a $2 to $3 billion company most years is that in the last 30 years, we've had a real demographic shift as the population has started to age and people have wanted to try to control how they age. So there's a great survey there from AC Nielsen where 60% of women say that 60s is the new middle age, which is good news for me because I recently turned 40. So I'm delighted with the idea that 60 is the new middle age. But generally, we're having aging populations. Over half the population of Europe is over 40 now. That we haven't really seen that for possibly ever before in demographic history. We're also seeing changes in lifestyle. So people generally are stressed out. We obviously see a lot of people suffering with mental health illnesses, much of which is linked with diet and with lifestyle. So if we can do better with our diet and our lifestyle, then we tend to be happier as people. And then also the way that we're eating food, because we have a stressful lifestyle, we're eating quick food, we're eating larger and larger portions of food that is not very satisfying, that doesn't actually give us what we need in terms of nutrition. So we're constantly hungry for it. And then also, we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables a day. So less than half the European population gets the recommended 5 fist-sized portions of fruits and vegetables a day. So we're not getting the nutrition that we need. And some government organizations, some doctors would recommend that 5 of these is not enough. They would recommend somewhere in the teens, 13, 15, 17, depending on who you're talking to. So the fact that less than half of the people living here in Europe get just 5 of these a day is pretty troubling. So we're not getting the nutrition that we want. One way that we're trying to deal with this is we're trying to buy nutritional supplements. And so that's a growing market, 35 billion and growing, huge marketplace. But it doesn't seem to be working. There's a couple of reasons that I make that observation. Firstly, over 30% of the European adult population is overweight. That was the OECD in 2011. They projected that it would grow by 10% over the next 10 years. So up to 2021, it would get to somewhere in excess of 40%. It's been growing. Also, 1 in 5 Europeans diet to lose weight once every 2 years. That's a startling statistic because that's a lot of dieting, a lot of people that are going out of their way to try and lose weight with some kind of a diet, and yet it isn't really stemming the tide of this incredible growth in obesity. So we have an older population, and part of the challenge with the older population is you as a health and fitness professional will know well, is that muscle mass starts to decrease. Once we hit 40, our body starts to lose muscle mass, okay? So we have a lot of people who are losing muscle mass and eating the wrong foods, and their metabolisms have slowed down, and so we have an obesity epidemic. This is one of the major drivers of that increasing obesity statistic. And then what we get then is because we have obesity, we have a whole range of conditions related to that, and so we basically in our healthcare we have a kind of a disease care system, not really a healthcare system. It's more like let's just manage chronic conditions. So that's where we find ourselves, and that's why people like New Skin have done so well, because the aging population is looking for something that works. But obviously the majority of it doesn't seem to work. So New Skin decided, let's look at weight loss and let's see if we can put something together that can help with weight loss. They've been very successful over the years at looking at nutritional supplements and making nutritional supplements that work really well and that they can actually show work in the body. And if you've seen our presentation on the biophotonic scanner, you'll know what I mean. If you haven't, then take a look at that. But they decided to turn their attention to weight loss. So Nu Skin, there's a couple of arms to the company. There's Nu Skin, which is the skin care for the outside. There's Pharmanex, which is their nutraceuticals for the inside. And then they have partnerships with a number of different institutions. So Stanford University, University of Utah, places in China that I mentioned before. But they also partnered with a company a number of years ago called LifeGen Technologies. And this was a group of scientists that worked together for a number of years to map the human genome. So part of our knowledge about how genes work comes from people like the guys at LifeGen. So Nu Skin Technologies partnered with them and developed something called age-lock technology. And what age-lock does basically is it introduces natural substances, foods, nutrients into our systems that help our genes to behave a little bit more like they did when we were younger. That's basically it. So it changes the gene expression in our body. And there's ways of actually measuring that too. So you can see that your gene expression is behaving a bit younger. Obviously, they're not reversing aging. They're not stopping aging. That's impossible. But they are getting the body to behave a little bit like it did when it was younger through just natural nutrients that we can find around us and that Nu Skin have obviously sourced. One thing that is a core at Nu Skin is if you can't measure it, it's not scientific. Now, I come from an academic background where I did a lot of research and consulting on behalf of leading universities around the world in both North America and Ireland to help organizations, companies, specifically businesses, to run their businesses more correctly. And I would never make a recommendation to a business that I couldn't back up with some data. I'd never tell them to do a certain thing if I couldn't back it up with data. So I was primarily involved with supply chain operations, new product development, that kind of thing, and worked with some big companies, IBM, Citigroup, some government agencies, that type of thing. And again, like I say, if I made a recommendation to them, I'd have to back it up with science, with some data. Nu Skin are exactly the same. They make recommendations based on science. The guys who founded Pharmanex, which is the nutrient wing of Nu Skin, they had previously worked for pharmaceutical companies. So they wanted to have a nutritional supplement company that worked like pharmaceutical companies and made their nutritional supplements to the same kind of standard that they make pharmaceuticals. So they're not subject to the regulation that pharmaceuticals are under, but they hold themselves to that kind of standard. So what I want to show you now is a video about this incredible groundbreaking technology called TR90, which is about weight management. And it's like nothing you've ever seen before in terms of weight management and in terms of changing body composition so that at the end of the 90-day period, you don't actually have to go back and do it again, which is part of the problem with dieting. It's always about going back and having to do it again. This is something that changes your body in such a way that as long as you maintain a healthy diet and exercise after you're done, you're actually in really, really good shape. Basal metabolic rate is quick and your body's in good shape.
Well, there are 4 answers to that question. First, our age-lock gene expression science. Second, our partnership with LifeGen Technologies. Third, our Nu Skin scientists. And finally, our clinically proven results. And I'll explain each of these 4 points in more detail if you like. First, let's start with our anti-aging science. I represent only one of a large team of scientists at Nu Skin. We have about 75 scientists, about 30 PhDs, and we have a team of PhDs that are the core innovation and discovery team. Breakthrough technology that we've worked on is understanding aging and how to address it at the source. So while many of our competitors in the skincare and nutrition industries merely address the signs and symptoms of aging, such as aging appearance or reduced wellness, we target the sources of aging, and in this case our genes at the genetic level, so not just the symptoms. The genetic expression that we're targeting is, in this case, involved with mind and body, and understanding the relationship to weight management. In the area of the mind, we're using anti-aging science to target mood, willpower, our appetite control, and with the body, of course, our anti-aging science targets metabolism, our energy and cravings. So targeting the genetic expression of the mind and body may sound a little vague, so I'll give you a little bit more in-depth explanation. We are looking at muscle, for example. We've learned that it's very important during any weight management program to maintain muscle because it's your metabolic engine. And it's that metabolic engine that's burning calories even while you're not exercising that's extremely important. So there's a lot of gene expression that's involved in regulating all of those pathways in muscle metabolism. The brain, as I mentioned, is really important because the brain is where we get the signals from our stomach, from the muscle, from the rest of the body about when we're full, when it's time to stop eating, and why we feel hungry, all those things that we need to understand, why we get in a bad mood when we don't eat enough. So gene expression science helps us to understand all of these things, and it's important to be working in that area. So the second item that makes our scientific approach different from anything else out there, through LifeGen, we have access to over 30 years of proprietary gene expression research. This provides us with a unique ability to identify and select ingredients that give the right results. So these are the ingredients that provide the mind and body benefits that we're talking about with TR90. And it's unique in its ability to deliver because of that homework that we've done in the science area. So our team of scientists have invested time, money, resources to source the right ingredients that will deliver the right results. And all ingredients are not created equal. Don't forget the 6S process. One of the most critical steps in product development is sourcing those right ingredients. And the types of things that we look at range all the way from how a plant is cultivated to ensuring consistent active levels of ingredients in our products. In fact, there are only a couple of locations in the world with the ingredients that we want and at the right levels. And again, this is all validated by the gene expression science that we do. Now, promising clinical results have already shown weight loss, decrease in stomach, thigh and calf measurements, reduced cravings and decreased hunger.
Thanks, Mark. Now
My name is Maureen Hagan, and I've been working in the fitness industry for the past 30 years, both as a licensed physiotherapist and certified fitness professional. I'm absolutely passionate about helping people transform their lives with fitness and healthy lifestyles. What I love about this program, the ageLOC TR90 program, is that it is a lifestyle, long-term transformation program. It is not a diet. I'm passionate and I can put my name behind TR90 because it is a comprehensive science-based program that is all-inclusive.
Hi, I'm Charlie Patterson, 42 years old from Nashville, Tennessee. Incredibly passionate about this ageLOC TR90 product. I don't believe this product is just for the individuals that want to lose fat, that have been sedentary, although it works for those individuals. And if that's you, that's great. You're going to create great results with this product. But for those of us, those of you that are athletes, and once an athlete, always an athlete, yet you're not getting the results that you used to, the way you look, the way you perform, because of your age, I believe this product is the product for you, and that you can absolutely be in the best shape of your life, regardless of your age, with using TR90.
What the 90 stands for is a 90-day healthy habits program. Well, it is a great way to actually lose some weight, unhealthy weight in the form of fat loss. More importantly, it's about changing your metabolism and building healthy muscle. My results, while I wasn't looking to lose weight, were actually transformational. I gained lean muscle, lost body fat, and my physique looks different. In fact, people have noticed a change, and people say I look 10 years younger. And in my 50s, that makes me pretty excited.
In the last 8 months of being disciplined with my habits, I have seen escalating results. Over the 8 months, I dropped 8% body fat, and I put on 11 pounds of muscle. Now, this is a paradigm shift because my body weight stayed the same. It didn't change, but the body composition did. My body looks entirely different. One of the important factors that I recommend that someone does to be able to see the change is to actually take before photos. Now, I didn't want to take them myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't want anyone to see these. And honestly, no one had to see them. But taking those photos allowed me to see the transformation that took place.
So follow the exercise plan, follow the nutritional plan, use your products as outlined. I like to say, keep it simple and succeed. And Nu Skin ageLOC TR90 helps us get there. Have a goal, you will succeed. And remember, this is a 90-day transformational program, but the whole idea is once you've transformed your lifestyle with good nutrition, healthy products and supplements, and exercise, you'll want to keep going for the rest of your life.
So let me share with you some of the things that TR90 contains, the basic program. So it contains something called Jumpstart, which you only take for the first 14 days of the program, that resets your body, basically speeds up the metabolism, starts preparing the body to maintain lean muscle and to build lean muscle, and also helps with appetite control. Complex C helps with basically the mind and controlling our willpower, so that we can continue on in the process. We know that sometimes the chemicals in our brain can play tricks on us, especially when we're trying to lose weight. So New Skin and Pharmanex have done an amazing job with some of their supplements that you can take that can control those chemicals and help you lose weight. Complex F then basically helps with the metabolism and lean muscle as well in a prolonged way, because you're going to take complex C and complex F for the entire 90 days. Jump starts just for the first 14. And then you can choose to have protein bars. TR90 provides protein bars. Let me just go back to that. They provide protein bars for the first 30 days as part of the package. Then it's up to the participant themselves to choose whether or not they want to continue taking protein bars. So once 30 days is up, they might decide, you know what, I'm just going to maintain a healthy diet and lifestyle and healthy snacks for the remainder of the 90 days, and that'll be enough for them. They'll do fine with that and get the same kind of results. So TR90 program basically definitely has a positive impact on metabolism. I'm going to talk about how we can measure that just a couple of minutes here. On fat utilization, so burning the fat as you're in the process of trying to lose the weight overall, and then protein and nutrient sensing as well. So it helps basically to build protein, to maintain protein, and then to maintain lean muscle rather, and to build protein with the right types of protein released at the right times. And then also it helps with nutrient health as well, which is huge. And obviously New Skin have a way of measuring that in the biophotonic scanner, which I mentioned earlier on. So again, take a look at the presentation on that, and that would be relevant to anybody on TR90. Participants overall lost between 15 and 25% body fat. This was in the initial clinical trials when TR90 was launched a couple of years ago. It's proven to be very consistent in helping people to lose body fat massively and to build muscle and end up with a bigger body engine. They lost 7.6 centimeters. I'm sorry that you can't see that all the way. I haven't figured out yet how to move my head, so my apologies. So 7.6 centimeters on waist and hips, and they maintain lean muscle. So it worked incredibly well. Now, one substitute program, and this would be for people that don't have a ton of fat to lose, will be Body Burn 30. This would be for people that want to just kind of tone up a little bit over a 30-day period. This is something that New Skin put together. It's available in the US. We can import it into Europe if we want to. It's excellent. It works really, really well. It's a 30-day program. It doesn't have all the whistles and bells that TR90 has in terms of the age lock technology and the genetic technology, but it's an excellent program and works really, really well for someone that just wants to go on a quick burn for a few weeks. Okay. The BodyStat 1500 is an amazing tool. Many of you will have already come across this and come across BodyStat technology in general. The reason that we are incorporating the BodyStat here is because we want to be able to show, or we want you to be able to show your clients that their body has actually changed, their composition has changed. So for those who know, you'll know that the BodyStat measures body fat percentage, lean mass, dry lean weight, total body water, those sorts of things. It measures basal metabolic rate, BMR/body weight, average daily calorie requirement, etc. So basically, the 1500 is great because from just a basic health and fitness point of view, it does what's needed. BodyStat obviously have technologies. If you go to their website, you can take a look at this, that measure a lot more than the 1500, and they have a more basic one, the BodyStat 500. We felt that for health and fitness professionals, the BodyStat 1500 is probably most appropriate. So if you already have one, then we obviously can sort you out with some of the consumables that you're going to need to run it. If you don't, then we can make this available to you on a kind of a 1 day per month basis where you can book people in to have a BodyStat test, and then you can talk about TR90 after you've shown them what their body composition really is. This is obviously far superior to calipers and to tape measures and those sorts of things. This is cool thing with BodyStat. Is that the next best way to get this kind of a measure is to kind of get into one of the swimming pools that NASA built, and which costs a lot of money, right? So there aren't too many substitutes out there for this kind of a measure, and obviously it's non-invasive. It only takes a couple of minutes, so it's a very convenient, very cool thing for clients to be able to get. One thing that we've added into our TR90 program is New Skin have developed something called Vitameal. Okay, and Vitameal is a food that was basically developed by a doctor called Dr. Ken Brown at the University of California, Davis. And he's basically into child nutrition. He knows exactly what children need to develop. And so he developed a very, very nutritious substance called Vitameal for children in the developing world. And New Skin sponsored him in doing that. And they donate Vitameal meals to children all the time. There are literally, thousands and thousands of meals given out every day in the developing world to kids that need those meals. So we thought it would be a good idea to develop a little program called Sponsor Me Slim. And Sponsor Me Slim has been used in the United States before, where basically participants in the TR90 program who are losing weight, or even in the Body Burn 30 program who are trying to tone up, will go to friends of theirs and say, look, if I can lose a certain amount of body fat, or if I can increase my basal metabolic rate by a certain number, will you please buy and donate a bag of Vitameal so that some kids in the developing world can have the nutrition that they need? And the cool thing is, New Skin distributes Vitameal in schools, and they distribute it through the charity Feed the Children. So they partner with Feed the Children. They distribute it through them. It helps kids to get education. The number there just below my face again is every 6 seconds. Oh, sorry, pardon me. Every 6 seconds, a child dies from malnutrition. But every 1 second, a Vitameal meal is fed to a child in the developing world. So it's cool because you can help people who want to get in real shape here, who are not in good shape because of malnutrition, because they're eating the wrong foods, and at the same time, their friends and them can donate some Vitameal to people to kids in the developing world to give them the nutrition that they need to just live and prosper and develop properly. This is an important quote here. Even if you give a starving child a mountain of corn, she will not receive all the important nutrients found in a single serving of Vitameal, which is crazy when you think about it, that corn doesn't contain everything that kids need. And very often in the developing world, the only thing that goes there is corn. And so with Vitameal, we have a chance to give them something that will actually help them to develop, help with brain development, help with the development of their body. And we do it while they're at school as well. So that's a great little initiative. Thank you very, very much for your time. I hope this has been extremely helpful. Who's losing some body fat. Let's have a meeting. Let's using TR90. And it's a great motivator for them as well. If they go out and actually get some sponsorship from some friends, then they'll feel more accountable to actually stick with the program and do really, really well with it. Okay, let's just move on here. Okay, so we've got a website called bodyscanscience.com. Bodyscanscience.com is basically a tool for you to book in your use of the body stat if you need a body stat from us. So it'll have a calendar there. It'll have information about the New Skin and about some of the technologies, the biophotonic scanners on the front there. And it'll allow you to basically book the body stat ahead of time, and also to book your customers in for body stat tests ahead of time as well, so they can pay up front. So all of that is handled before they even come to get a body stat. And then when you do the body stat, you'll be able to sit down with them and talk to them about their body composition and what they need to do to change that, and recommend TR90 or Body Burn 30 as a program to help them to jumpstart their body recomposition. Okay, so how do you make money out of this? Well, a couple of things that need to be emphasized before we get into the amounts. Firstly, when you sell anything from New Skin or Pharmanex to anybody, then they're your customer for good. So they can't go and buy it from somebody else. So if you refer one of your customers to do TR90, then if they want to buy anything else from New Skin or Pharmanex, they've got to come to you, so to speak, to buy that product. The second point is you don't have to inventory anything. You just refer them to the website and they can buy whatever they need from the website. So long after they're off TR90, they can be on nutritional supplements and be doing quite well with those. And that's a very, very positive thing for you from a cash flow point of view. So we put together a few numbers here just to give you an impression of the kind of money that you can make from signing up people to do TR90. So if this is your own gym, or if you're a personal trainer and you're just working with your own clients, and you manage to get 10 of them to do a body stat test in the first month, okay, in month one, then you're going to see just over half of those decide that they want to go on some kind of a weight loss program. And we've worked these numbers according to them just jumping on and doing the TR90 program, okay? So in month one, you get 500, and that would rise all the way up to 2,100 in month 6, and it would just continue to rise. If you're able to bring in new customers each month, then they'll refer some of their friends. You will have an attrition rate but by and large, the number of people that are on the program will just continue to grow, especially as you're able to show them using the body stat that it actually works really well. If you did 30 new body stats per month, then obviously the income would be much, much higher. Again, you'd start with in month 1 with 1,800, and that would go up all the way to 7,000, in excess of 7,000 by month 6. So this will be some great extra income for you as a personal trainer, as a gym owner. And the cool thing is, again, you're using a product that you can actually show the customer works, and you can show them on the inside that it works as well, as some of the more obvious signs that they would see on the outside of their body. So any questions you got, please let us know, and let's have a meeting and discuss how we can set you up with the body stat technology and with TR90 going forward, and we can work with you on all the things that you're going to need to have success with that. Thanks.